What's up, guys? This is Chris from draftdashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Tuesday, June 13th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 14-game MLB slate tonight. We crushed the picks yesterday, so let's get into this here. Let's take a look at the pitcher position. There's three good pitchers that I like on this slate. I like Corbin Burnes, Pablo Lopez, and Chris Bassitt. But let's take a look at Corbin Burnes. He's got a 9% pitching advantage here over a low salary batting team, the Minnesota Twins. Corbin Burnes giving up a .436 OPS versus lefties. And the Minnesota Twins, he's facing 4 lefties, and the Twins have only hit 2 of his last 21 pitches. That's a .095 batting average. So Corbin Burnes is $10,200 FanDuel salary, $300 less on DraftKings, averaging 33 fantasy points per game on the season. He's been on fire, scoring 61, 34, and 46 fantasy points in the last 3 games. Now, he did pitch 8 innings last game, so I hope he's not tired here, but he's got such a great matchup. His ERA is 3.36, record is 5-4, pitching an average of 94 pitches per game. So I like Corbin Burnes here versus the Minnesota Twins. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Ryan O'Hearn. He's got a 93% batting advantage over Chris Bassitt. If you're not playing Chris Bassitt, I think this is a good value play. Ryan O'Hearn batting 40% better versus righty pitchers, batting a 1.005 OPS versus righties. Chris Bassitt pitching his worst ball versus lefty batters, 53% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .855 OPS versus lefties. And Ryan O'Hearn is 1 for 2 here versus Bassitt. Only $2,600 FanDuel salary, 100 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 40 fantasy points last game, and he has a batting average of .328. So I like Ryan O'Hearn here versus Chris Bassitt. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Taylor Walls. He has a 130% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Hogan Harris. Taylor Walls batting 48% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.130 OPS versus lefties. Hogan Harris pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, 82% worse than his other pitches, giving up a 3 OPS versus switch hitters. So Taylor Walls, only $3,000 FanDuel salary, $1,400 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. Now, he scored fantasy points in 3 out of his last 5 games. His batting average is only .212, which is a little bit concerning, but everything else is looking good. So I like Taylor Walls here versus Hogan Harris. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. Here's a value play. I like Christopher Morel. He's batting against Luis Ortiz. Christopher Morel batting 43% better versus righty pitchers, batting a 1.009 OPS versus righties. Luis Ortiz giving up a .665 OPS versus righties. So there's no at-bats versus Ortiz yet. Christopher Morel is $2,700 FanDuel salary, $1,800 more on DraftKings, averaging 13 fantasy points per game on the season. He's been on fire. He scored 9 and 29 fantasy points in the last 2 games. Scored fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5. Has a batting average of .258. So I like Christopher Morel here versus Luis Ortiz.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. A stud pick I don't think you want to ignore here is Wander Franco. He's got 107% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Hogan Harris. Wander Franco batting 25% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.017 OPS versus lefties. Hogan Harris pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, giving up a 3 OPS versus switch hitters. So Wander Franco is $3,900 FanDuel salary, $2,000 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 13 fantasy points per game on the season, has a batting average of .296. So I like Wander Franco here versus Hogan Harris. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I got a couple of outfielders that I like. Actually, I have a few here. So I like Jack Sawinski, Jock Peterson, and Adam Duvall. Let's see, out of those 3 guys, let's take a look at, let's go ahead and take a look at Jack Sawinski. So he's got an 80% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Jameson Taillon. Jack Sawinski batting 42% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .953 OPS versus righties. Jameson Taillon, he's giving up a 1.046 OPS versus lefties. So he pitches his worst ball versus lefty batters, 38% worse than his other pitches. And Jack Sawinski, he's 2 for 3 here versus Taillon with a 2.334 OPS. One of those hits was a home run. He's $3,300 FanDuel salary, $400 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. And he scored fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5 games. 2 out of his last 3 were monsters, scoring 22 and 44 fantasy points. He has a batting average of .244. So I like Jack Sawinski here versus Jameson Taillon.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, Please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.